And if we turn our backs and we flip our hands and we roll our eyes and we go, oh, she's irrelevant, Sarah Palin. Oh, they're just nuts, you know. Well, again, another Pew poll came out 2 weeks ago of registered Republicans. 78% said they would vote for her.
Mm-hmm. Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding.
See that.
And I just have to say, you know, we're almost not even 2 years from 8 years of George Bush. And he was nowhere near her category of destruction. And he was, you know, in his religious stuff and Gog and Magog and all the rhetoric that he spewed out was pretty scary. But hers would be ramped up. Yeah. And I just look at people and I say, are you kidding? We had George Bush for 8 years. Granted, twisting and turning there going on, not necessarily, but it's not like it couldn't happen again. Quit laughing at her. Quit mocking her. Quit saying, you know, the intellectuals that go, well, I've never heard of Dominionism, so therefore it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
We need to wake up.
Well, this Christine O'Donnell chick, God, I mean, a woman who really seriously was afraid of mice having people brains, okay, is running, was in the run for a United States Senate seat. I mean, our founders must be rolling in their graves. James Madison couldn't get into the Senate. James Madison ended up in the House of Representatives because he didn't make it into the Senate. Okay, and now we have a woman who's you know, just I don't even know how to describe her. How is this happening? That now I'm glad in the case of that one particular race, I am glad that she won the Republican nomination because, of course, she is not likely to win the general election. But just the fact that she's that close. It was like when Palin was the VP candidate, just the fact that she was that close. But should be enough to scare anybody.
Chris, that saying by Edmund Burke, evil, and I'm paraphrasing, but evil happens when good people don't show up, basically.
Yep.
This is what's happening. It's not that there are more of them. It's that there are more of us rational-minded people. And I'm not talking, again, this is not a partisan issue. I'm talking my own father, when he found out that Sarah Palin was announced for VP, and my father was a delegate in the Republican Party in Alaska, and he was a Republican through and through. But it's an Eisenhower Republican thing, where they believed in separation of church and state. That doesn't come into play. These people are what I call the castaways. The moderate Republicans, or the secular Republicans, who have their own faith in their private lives, are now cast out of the party because they've been infested by this extremism.
Yeah, and well, they always say that, you know, if you took, say, 100 people who identify as being Republicans and ask them to define Republicanism,
they wouldn't know.
I bet, 99 of them wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't even know what the term means because the party has gotten so far away from what the definition of Republicanism is that, it's defined now by these social issues and religion and all of that have nothing to do with
Lincoln would be a Democrat
I have respect
right
for,
now.
Republicans who are Republicans because they believe in Republican principles of government. That's just a political difference, political philosophy. But
Lincoln would be a Republican. Ronald Reagan would be, a Democrat. Ronald Reagan would be a moderate, centrist.
Right.
He would be almost a moderate Democrat right now.
Yeah.
But
let's kind of go back to Murph a little bit. What is going on in, what is going on over there in Colorado right now?
Oh, God. Well, back up to last year, Murph had a very, very good relationship, open channel of communication with Lieutenant General Mike Gould, the superintendent of the Air Force Academy, and we actually resolved were able to resolve quite a few issues without having to go public with them, and things seem to be really genuinely improving. And it all just crashed and burned the beginning of this school year. And a big part of it is Gould's not making the results of the Academy's climate survey, which is a voluntary survey given to cadets and staff members, faculty, about racism, sexism, religion, just of issues, the climate of the Academy, the social climate. And Gould came out with a statement saying, "Oh yes, the results indicate improvement or whatever." Well, somebody leaked the actual results to the press, and it turned out that I can't remember the exact figures, but I believe it was 253 of the cadets. Now, only 40% of the 4,000 and some odd cadets, 4,600, I believe there are. It's an anonymous voluntary thing, so not everybody takes it, but I believe 40% of the cadets took it. 200 and something actually said they've had unwanted proselytizing, some once or twice, some more than that. I believe 13 or 23, something like that. I can't remember the exact. 23, fear for their physical safety because of their religious beliefs, and I believe 13 of those were Christians of some sort. Okay? That is not improvement. Okay? We have cadets, and then what it boiled down to, I did the math, and the number of cadets who took the survey and the number that said they that were had the unwanted proselytizing and all of that, it was like 1 out of 5